Hello. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. Readings are valid for when you come to them, but in this series, for this week anyway, I'm going to use Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West for the tarot. And there's the website there. I want to say it's schifferbooks.com. Yeah, schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Oracle cards I'm using. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. On the back here, there's a website at the bottom, rockpoolpublishing.com.au, A as in apple, U as an umbrella. And last but not least, I use dice. I use a 20-sided dice to choose the major arcana. I use a 14-sided dice. It's a 21-sided dice. It's a special dice. And then I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and then I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element for the minor arcana. That does exclude the 0 for the major arcana, but I work with it. And where those dice came from, if I can, hopefully you can see that, mathartfun.com. If I can put my hand behind it, I think you can see it. And there's another one. I think this is where the bigger dice came, the 21-sided. Tom Anders. And there's a website there. I just can't seem to read it. But there's also this on the back. If you're one of those people that likes these things, go ahead and use that if you want to. All right. And I think with that, we're there. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4. astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and now on to your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Well, we got the Ace of Cups here, and we got the Six of Wands. So something interesting is going on here. Something interesting. I wonder if this is emotional or... You got some really good energy. So... Okay. This is all around you? Okay. Okay. Good things. Ace of Cups at the top here. You have the Ace of Cups. Six of Wands is success. Knight of Cups showing up later. 10 of Cups showing up later. So, whatever, let's keep this in mind, because there are some rough spots. I'm sure you're shocked. Really? No way. In my life? Rough spots? How could such a thing be? Saying that, in the Pisces energy, I'm a Pisces too, just for, because I'll say it sooner or later anyway. There's good energy here. I feel like whatever's happening, it's like I'm returning to something. Something that you actually are good at, that maybe you've been avoiding, which the question is, why have you been avoiding it? And that's a personal thing only you can answer, because I feel like that's literally subjective to how you feel about it. There's something you're returning to. You've just avoided it. For some of you, I feel like maybe there's a lot of stress, or maybe the last time when it ended, it wasn't so good. Or maybe for some of you, I feel like it's the pressure to succeed, or like I feel like you're really good at something, but the focus you have to hold to it, and the level of focus, it's the level of like detail that you have to hold to it. Something you can do very well, but you got to hold yourself, like responsible or accountable for something. It's not like you can't do it, but it's kind of like there's some pressure and stress. Like, I know I can do this well, but sometimes the pressure to do it well becomes a lot. Like, I start to like freak out about how people are going to react to it versus how much I like it. Like, it's like how much I like it. And like, for example, let me make it really simple. Making cupcakes, which in my opinion, personally, it's not really easy to make a good cupcake. you have to like not over mix it. You got to make sure you use the right ingredients. You know, from scratch is better, which from scratch means like measuring out the flour and all that other stuff, the baking soda, all that good stuff, and like how you cook it, all that stuff. It's probably something like I can do that, but like I have to be on point. I have to pay attention, you know, and I like doing it, but it's kind of like, all right, I got to be on point. And I start getting worried about how other people are going to receive the cupcakes versus me enjoying making the cupcakes. You know what I mean? It's definitely something you are good at, but like there's this external pressure, and you're just like, I get really excited about the process, and I like to make mistakes. All right, so I'm going to go there with this. Pisces, I feel, tends to have an artistic bend. Yeah, we tend to be, you know, psychically inclined, but we also seem to have an artistic bend to some degree. I feel like most of us do anyway. So it's kind of like, yeah, sometimes I like to color outside the lines and see what happens. I like to make some mistakes and to see what I can learn from that. And sometimes the mistakes, I get the best things out of some mistakes I make because, you know, I try something I wasn't going to try. And I feel like it's kind of like I want to be able to do that without feeling super pressure like, oh, that wasn't as good as last time. I want to be able to do that. Okay, we're good. There's energy coming in, whatever this subject is. For some of you, this might be a work situation or going into some type of work again. You're really good at it, and the energy's coming in. A message is coming your way. An opportunity is coming your way fairly quickly is what I'm also thinking. Can we just get like a... How fast is this message coming in? You're going to stop rolling? Yeah. You don't have any connection to this. Like, I don't feel like this is not coming through friends. This is not coming through, like, family. Ironically, it could be coming through past work connections. Take that with a grain of salt. If it does, like, just to be fair, if it comes through, like, family, it's probably coming through family that you really don't care for. So keep that in mind, probably. It's a general read, take it with a grain of salt. It's more than likely not coming through a friend because I feel like there's this, like, I don't really enjoy this connection, or I really don't think of this as a loyal connection. I feel like this is somebody either I just know. So, for example, if it was a past business connection, somebody I know, but like somebody that I've never really hung out with or wouldn't think would have my back. So kind of like they're coming towards me with this opportunity, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. Definitely success here, opportunity. They need somebody who does something well. The person coming to you, it's not about loyalty. It's about, we need somebody who does this well, and I know you do. It's kind of like that thing, if you're following me. Like, I know you have the skill. I know you do it well. I know it'll be done correctly. That's why we're coming towards you. It's not about loyalty. It's about quality. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Something like that. About talent. Probably talent. Pisces tend to have some talents. It's probably about a talent you have, which could be managing people. So it doesn't have to be an artistic talent, but you know what I mean? It could be like managing people, which actually is an artistic talent, in my opinion. Being able to work with people successfully is not something everybody could do well. So the question was, is it coming in fast? I think it's just kind of like popping out of nowhere. It feels like it's popping out of nowhere. You might be looking for it. Even if you're looking for it, it's still that opportunity. Like, I wasn't even thinking that was an opportunity, and you just seem to connect to the right person. There it is. By the way, whoever this person is, you might not feel warm and fuzzy about them. You might not feel negative, but not warm and fuzzy. You know what I mean? Kind of like, again, like somebody, an acquaintance. Kind of like, I don't have anything against them, but I don't really think of them either way. I don't feel like when I think of them, I don't think negative, but I don't think positive either. I'm just like, they exist, and that's cool. I'm fine. They, on the other hand, they like you. How can we get more about this? They do like you. You might be benign about it, which is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. How do they really feel about you? Like, we got the Queen of Cups. They don't know. Like, they care about you. They do like you. For whatever reason, they do like you, but they don't know about dependability with you. Like, they don't seem to know if you're actually going to stick around or how long they can depend on you. But for right now, they're like, you do it well. I don't know how long you'll do it for, but I know while you're here, you'll do it well. There's this question of loyalty or not believing in loyalty or something. And it's like, they do really like you, but they don't seem to really feel like you'll be loyal to them, so they don't reach out or they don't connect to you too strongly. It's not that Pisces isn't loyal. It's just Pisces can be very coy or very detached, especially when we really don't know what to think about people. They might be misinterpreting you, which it's weird, because if they are, they don't have to be a water sign, by the way, but if they are, it's very interesting, because they don't seem to understand you. Maybe they might be somebody, let's take it with a grain of salt, so that this won't be for everybody, but they could be somebody who's a bit out of balance. It could be one of these people that, like, they have a hard time valuing people for who they are, in the sense of, like, how do I explain this? Like, for example, if this was a manager, they value people in a business sense. They're all about the business. They're all about, their career and moving forward. And Pisces, in my opinion, tends to be more about that interconnection with a person, like a personal connection with the person. So that what they value and what you value, they might be a little off. You know what I mean? I really personally feel that I see this a lot in, like, the corporate situation. People value a business over people. And I don't think that's a good bet personally, but they might be one of those people. Not good nor bad, just that's how they roll and that's their business. And that may be, and also when Pisces realizes that, it's kind of like, oh, you value that over people. Which ironically, it's not always a bad person that feels that way. It's just, in my opinion, it's somebody out of balance. That's how I view it, just my personal view on that. So as we're moving forward, there's this movement forward. There's this, I keep seeing the ladder here. The Seven of Pentacles is like work needs to be done. A really simple analogy is like, this is like planting the seed. This is the seed portion of, like, you want to make tomato sauce. This is you planting a seed for tomatoes. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while to, like, not only grow them, but then get everything else you need. Like this, we're in a process. It not only happening today. It ain't all happening this month. Probably during the season, near the end of the season, or into the next season even. It's going to take some time. You have an opportunity to do this. The option is alive. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. I'm seeing this card and it's throwing me. No matter what you originally feel about this, whether it's good or bad, they're saying step back and think about it. You can meditate. If you're a person that likes to meditate, knock your socks off. Go right for it. Meditate about the situation. It's a great idea. If you're not a person who literally meditates, this is just kind of like saying, think about it. Give yourself a couple days. Go through the pros and cons. What would give you? What would it take from you? What would you get out of it? What would you not like about it? What would you know what I mean? All that good stuff. They're saying no matter what way you want to go originally, step back and, like, sort it out. Bring it down to the ground level. Especially if you have somebody who's more of a earth energy. They don't have to be an earth sign, but somebody who's, like, more on the realistic. Run it by them. What you like, what you don't like. Do they think that makes sense? Do they see other benefits you didn't see? Do they see other pitfalls you don't see? Stuff like that's a good idea if that's applicable. They're also saying don't see this as when you step into the arena. If you decide to move forward, realize that judgment has not been rendered. So it's like, for example, if this was a job opportunity and I'm getting hired to make cupcakes, because that's just doing it for me right now. It's kind of like I'm getting hired to do that. This might evolve to something else. So it's almost like, I thought I was making cupcakes. I'm actually going to make gourmet sandwiches, and I'm actually going to be, a part of some buffets, and I'm going to be, helping people with special diet requirements, and that's actually what I end up doing, and then it might evolve and shift as it keeps going. It might be something that I don't really know about, but I have to learn about, and people are teaching me, and then and it's because of how I do things that people want me to be a part of it. That's what they're saying. Like, I'm expecting to be the cupcake maker. All right, I can do that. It's cool. I have a lot of ideas. then it's like, well, we know you do that, but we need this right now, and we know you're really, good at presentation and making this look beautiful. We need these gourmet sandwiches to look beautiful, and also not just look beautiful, but taste even better than they look. So it's kind of like, don't go into it feeling that judgment has been rendered. Okay. What they're saying, do. I hope that's not a Freudian slip. 7 of Pentacles. We got that twice. And then the Justice card. I thought that was down here. Yeah, it's coming up later. So be aware of the Justice card. The Justice card is a negotiator. Believe it or not. The Justice card is about fairness. It's about understanding all the levels of what's going on. I know usually people see justice as like this cold, I want to say unfeeling entity. The thing is, justice is very diplomatic and wants to know the angles, wants to know all the information. Justice, ironically, is also about making peace. How do we sort this out and everybody be happy? With all fairness. Very much about fairness. I don't see justice as a brutal card. I see it as something like, all right, this isn't working. Let's divide it out. Let's see what's going on. Let's feel how this needs to go. And let's start working towards a solution that works for the whole. Let's balance it out. If this person had too much and this person had way too little, then they're both putting in the same effort. We need to balance this out a little bit better, or at least give more opportunities or something over here to this side so they can come up and be as valued as everybody else. There's something about this because it feels very diplomatic to me when I see the Justice card coming in. We have to work with people we like, talk with people, align yourself with people who are good to you, make sure you're good to them, which I feel like Pisces tends to be really good to people. I'm saying that as a Pisces, raised by 2 Pisces, blah, blah, blah. We can go down that road all day. But, Pisces, in my opinion, tend to be nice people. I have met a few that aren't, tend to be easy to get along with. Gravitate towards people who not only are good to you, but it's not just good to you and like, hi, how are you, thank you, please, all the good stuff. Not just that, but like they're sharing information with you. I think that's a big thing. I think that's what I'm needing to touch on here. They share information with you. They show you what they've been doing. They show you how they do it. They show you how they succeed. And when you learn stuff or know stuff, share that back with them. Repay the information with information, repay how they pay. Like, just try to keep in that energy. The more you give, the more you get, stuff like that. Keep that energy going. That serves you. I'm being reminded of somebody I very much liked years ago. I used to work with this person. They were an awesome person. I haven't seen them in almost 2 decades at this point. The reason I'm thinking of them is because they would withhold information and they would believe that was how their value was determined in the company. They would hold back information so that they could find answers that everybody couldn't, and they wouldn't explain to people how they got those answers, so that way people would always come to them for the answers, and it kind of gave them the advantage in some stuff. And I understood it, but like if you do that in this situation, it's going to cause you problems. The more you give, the more you show, the more you share, the more you get back, the more people show you, the more people share with you. I get this team building energy, and it's kind of like, if we do it like a leader, it's going to tip it and we're going to have loss. If we all kind of like keep moving up, it's going to kind of be in different ways. You're going to have success that way. Hopefully I explained that well. I'm going on forever with this video, aren't I? Sorry. This I'm seeing in the environment. The Justice came up on the dice, but it's also in the environment, and you'll notice it shows integrity here. The more you believe in them, the more they believe in you. The more they feel like you're sharing with them, the more they share with you. The more respect you show them, the more they respect you. Or I feel like this is going to be one of those things where they're very good to you to start with. They're respectful. And the more you hold the line and make sure that air of respect is not only something you and this person share, but like we keep that in the whole environment, this respectful environment, the more you're going to see of that. That's the Justice card in my opinion. You show value, you show respect, you give it, you get it back, and then we all try to work together to make sure it stays there, that we all stay that way. It feels very diplomatic, but it's kind of like the better they feel you fit, the more they feel they want you to stay, that type of thing. If it goes this way, it goes into this strange energy where I feel like you really do like it, but you're also kind of like, I don't know if this is where I want to stay. I don't know if this is for me. Can we get a little bit more on that? It's like you really do like it, but there's something here, like, I don't know if this is really going to work for me. I don't know if I want to stick with it. Well, that was like a... Okay. 5 of Swords showed up again. No, that's not the 5. That's the 7 of Swords. And then the 5 of Swords shows up in the dice. And then the Lover's reversed. There's something with insecurities here. So whatever the situation is, I feel like what we're talking about is say there's 5 people on this team, just for argument's sake, whatever it is, there's 5 people you have to deal with. One of them at least, if not 2, you will not care for. It doesn't mean you're arguing with them, because I don't really feel conflict like that, but it's kind of like, there's a couple people that, like, I feel like the 5 of Swords is like, it's the fruitless win. The 7 of Swords is like the thief card, just to make them super simple. I just don't feel like it makes sense why they're here. I like the whole situation. I like how it works. But there's certain people that I feel like are points of contention with this situation. These might be people that are like, I hate this, that I'm going to say this. Like, I've worked at places where they're a part of, they're related, and then they're not going anywhere. And that might be something like they're saying, don't center on that if you can help it. A big help for that. I'm a big Paul McKenna fan, British author. How to Mend Your Broken Heart. It's geared towards romance, but you can re-edit it for like employee or any type of relationship, quite frankly. Bring that energy down so this doesn't have to bother you. I see that being like a thing. That seems to be like, it could be a point of contention for you for whatever reason. If you can detach from it, it doesn't have to bother you. If this situation moves forward, because remember, this is a great situation for you. This is the Ace of Cups. You can love it completely. If you're able to detach from that point, because there's like part of it I really love. I get like part of it you really love. You get this Knight of Cups. And then there's part of it like, I feel like this isn't right. I feel like I'm kind of like, this isn't right. I don't like that. If you're able to detach from it, you can love this situation and it can last as long as you want. If you over-center on what you don't like when it comes to people, like you have to, if there's a way for you to detach from the emotional connection and just, watch out for yourself, you'll be fine. But if you can't detach from that, it's just kind of like, even though there's a lot of good here, it's kind of like it'll become more aggravating over time. It'll just become more and more aggravating. The challenge with this is actually not to ignore it, but to kind of like, to see it but not let it hold you down, and to balance it out so you can still enjoy and have this good energy without going too deep into this 5 of Cups where, oh, I don't really like that. It's kind of like, yeah, there's something here I don't like, but it doesn't steer the ship for me. It doesn't create the whole situation, like, hopefully. I can move around it. I can still get what I want out of this, and I have other options if I really want to take them. It's finding a way to balance it and keeping it and making it what you want it so that you can, like, enjoy it. Like, it's still going to kind of be there. It's going to float around the situation, but you can center more on this and just address this when necessary. Like, center on what I love, so the connection, the camaraderie, the what I'm learning from it, center on that and keeping that. Every once in a while, it's going to have to be addressed, but I feel like if we can just kind of, like, address it when necessary and then bring down that energy, big Paul McKenna fan, like I said, bring down that energy and kind of put it away, handle it when necessary, and then just kind of put it away. It's kind of like, I don't have to see it all the time. I know it's going to be there, because like, even when I push this over here, you still see it a little bit. I see it, I know it, I'm just not letting it steer the ship. I'm centering over here what I do like. This can be a great moment for you. In my opinion, life tends to go that way. There's a balance. It's centering on what you like, but still addressing what you don't, and keeping your eye on what you don't, but holding on to and accentuating what you like, keeping an eye on what you don't, but not letting it like run your life. Just kind of like, I have to keep my eye on that. I got to be aware of that, and I'll bob and weave or move or adjust as necessary as that becomes an issue, if it does. but I'm holding to and I'm enjoying what I do have and what I want. So we're keeping our eye on that, enjoying what we can. Are we good? I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.